Are you creating YouTube videos but getting zero sales? Well, for months I was uploading videos and nobody was booking calls or buying from me. Then I realized the problem. I was trying to sound like every other creator in my niche. And this one mistake was killing my ability to turn viewers into customers. So in this video, I'm going to show you why copying other people is a mistake and the simple shift I made which has turned my channel around. So here's what was happening when I started. I would study other successful YouTube channels, I would study how they talked and their delivery, and I'd try and replicate it in my own videos. The videos maybe performed okay, the thumbnails and titles worked and people were clicking onto the videos, my email list was growing, but nobody was booking any calls and they definitely weren't buying from me. And this went on for months. And then I watched one of Ed Lawrence's videos where he said something that totally changed my perspective. If you want to build an audience of people who actually buy from you, one of the most important things is actually becoming a likable character. And I'd never really thought about that before, but he's so right. If you think about any person that you watch on YouTube regularly, I'm going to take a wild guess and say that you probably quite like them. Of course, you watch their videos because you get valuable information from them, but you also like them. And it seems so obvious, but I've not heard a lot of people talk about it. So when I went back and I watched all of my old videos, I just thought to myself, this doesn't sound like me. There's no real personality. I realized that by copying everybody else, I just made myself completely forgettable. I was just another person relaying generic information, saying the same things in the same way. And there was nothing like about me because there was no real me in the videos. So I decided just to test something completely different and I stopped trying to sound like other creators and I tried as hard as I could to be myself in my videos. So the next video I posted, it had very similar information to what I normally talk about. It was the same quality of video, but a bit more of my personality and my own opinions. And the crazy thing was I actually got a lot more engagement, more retention, but more importantly, that video actually booked 2 sales calls. And that is the first time that I'd ever got a sales call through one of my videos. So this was the first sign that I might actually be onto something. So let me just explain what I mean by a likable character, because I think this is one of the most overlooked insights on YouTube. Being likable doesn't mean being liked by everyone, because that's impossible. If you try to be liked by everybody, you'll be liked by nobody. Being a likable character just means being yourself that attract the right people. So it means having a personality, having opinions, and just being human. Think about who you watch on YouTube. You don't like just their information, you actually like them as a person, their personality, the way they communicate, how they see the world. That's what makes you keep coming back to their channel, and that's also why you trust them, because they're not trying to be somebody else, they're just being themselves. So I'm going to break down the 3 steps to help you find your own voice and become a likable character on YouTube that will help you connect with the right people, build up trust, and actually get sales into your business. But before I do, being a likable character on YouTube won't matter unless you know how to write a solid hook and introduction that keeps people watching your videos. So I've got a completely free template in the description that will help you write a hook in seconds, so make sure you check that out. Step 1, stop trying to sound like other people. When you copy other creators, you filter out your natural personality and viewers can sense this immediately. The thing is, there isn't one personality type that works on YouTube. For example, Charlie Morgan is serious and hard-hitting, Ali Abdul is friendly and approachable, Ed Lawrence is funny and light-hearted, Cody Sanchez is direct and straightforward. Now, they're all giving really valuable information in their videos, but what makes them stand out is they're all just being themselves. And this attracts an audience of people who genuinely connect with them. But if you're naturally more serious and analytical, don't try and sound like Ali Abdul. In my earlier videos, I was so focused on saying everything perfectly and trying to sound professional that I completely lost my personality. I was just a robot relaying information. But the moment I started speaking like myself, I actually started to have real meaningful engagement with people that watch my YouTube videos. Step 2, pick a side, even if it makes people disagree. So the second step is about having opinions and stating them clearly. In my earlier videos, I used to present both sides of every argument. I would say, some people think this, but other people think this. I used to try and stay safe and neutral and ultimately pretty boring. But here's what I learned from Russell Brunson's book, Expert Secrets. You need to clearly state what you believe, what you're against, and why your approach is different. And when I started doing this, something interesting happened. I actually started to get people who disagreed with me, and that had never happened before. But more importantly, the people who agreed with me didn't just like the information in the videos, they actually started to say, this person gets it. When you don't stand for anything, you don't give people anything to connect with. But when you clearly believe something and you make a stand and you explain why, people either think, yes, this person gets it, or no, I disagree. Both responses mean they're engaged, but the people who agree with you will feel a genuine connection. They trust you because you've actually taken a stance. Again, just think about the people that you watch on YouTube. They all have opinions, they all have things that they stand for. They're not sitting in the fence trying to please everyone. Alex Hormozi might promote working 12 hours a day and grinding, while Dan Coe promotes working 4 hours a day and building a life of freedom. Both have conflicting ideas, but they make a stand and they stick with it, and they attract an audience that agrees with them. Step 3, accept that you'll be disliked. Step 3 is the hardest one psychologically. Accepting that some people just won't like you. When I first started getting negative comments, I wanted to defend myself. Part of you just wants to be liked by everybody. But if you look at any successful YouTuber like Alex Hormozi, people either think he's brilliant or they can't stand him. You can't be universally liked, and if you try to be, you'll just end up being ignored. The worst response isn't hate, it's just indifference. It's somebody watching your video and then forgetting about it immediately. So take a stance because it shows that you're not performing, you're not trying to please everyone, you actually believe in what you're saying. But what I'm seeing is people who watch my content where I'm being polarizing, and the people who reply to my emails and who book calls, they are already bought into my perspective before we even speak because of the videos. So your potential clients are looking for someone that they trust to solve their problems, and trust doesn't come from perfect videos or polished presentations, it comes from feeling like they actually know you. In 2025, YouTube is actively promoting smaller channels. 1 in 4 recommendations is actually a channel with under 1,000 subscribers, which is pretty amazing. And this is because people are looking for genuine connection, not production value, which means you can shoot on your iPhone, you can stumble over your words occasionally, you can show your real personality and still compete with channels that have millions of subscribers and full production teams. But when you copy other creators, you're just putting up a wall between you and your audience. So I'm 5 months into building my own YouTube channel for my business, and I've learned a hell of a lot so far, and I'm really enjoying discovering new things every day. I've also helped transform my clients' channels from getting no views or engagement to getting over 100,000 views and sales into their business. So if you want to help building a YouTube channel that actually converts viewers into sales, then book a call with me. There's a link in the description. And if you like this video, you're going to love this one. I found a way which makes staying consistent on YouTube and uploading weekly videos feel almost easy. So check out this video next if you want to learn what it is.